that, still. I got heat shots, still. I got jawline, still. I can't die like handcuff, still. Kill a nigga in some Reeboks, still. Make that fit beatbox, still. 100-man bitch he box, still. For that nigga here pre-op, still. 4 cars, I beat cars, still. I'm in Balenciaga like it's a free shot, still. She gave me a free shot in a sweet box, still. I need detox, bitch, I'm T-top, still. She been on her knees all day, she need knee socks, still. Still. She been on her knees, she need knee socks, still. Everything gotta do, she must still. Came a long way from the shoebox, still. I'm flying like a peacock, still. Bitch, I need a detox, still.
And what the fuck? This cat, I literally heard meowing outside. I had to open the door to see what it was. And this fucking cat just instantly walks in as soon as I crack the door. And now he won't. Come on, kitty. Come here, kitty. Hey, kitty. You can't be in here, buddy. Come on. Go outside. Sit. Go. Go outside. This is somebody else's cat. It's gotta be, bro. I'm not about to get a cat. I'm not taking this cat in. Come on, kitty. Come here, kitty. You got some low hips. Some low back hips. Hey. Come on. Come on, kitty. Come on. Let's go outside. I think he's hungry. I'm not gonna give you food because you'll be back. Alright. Put you outside. No food in here, buddy. Go. 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 Come on, go. Oh my gosh, bro. Why? So today is Saturday. UFC fight tonight. Jamal Hill, Khalil Roundtree. Looking forward to that. But what I was just thinking about, like, every day I have like shower thoughts, and I wake up and just kind of get, my mind goes on a train of thought, and today my train of thought was COVID. Now it may sound crazy. There's a few points I want to make. Like, it doesn't even sound crazy, it's just like, it may sound outdated. Like, why are we still talking about COVID? That was 5 years ago, but I feel like the best insight about the situation is when you look back on it, and like, we all kind of know how it played out. I feel like most people, like probably 95% of everybody realizes it. I don't know, this is kind of maybe a skewed thought, it just depends on who you're around, but it seems like 95% of people like get that it was a big fucking scam. It was like, just, it was confirmed that it came out with a lab leak. And I believe it was all on purpose. I don't even think I believe it. It's just like a fact, I think, at this point. I don't think I even need to say I just believe it. Like, it was a fact that it came out of a lab. The vaccine was created before it even came out. Like, the vaccine didn't work. And like there's probably a lot more that goes into this, but I think that's kind of like the proven facts at this point. But I just want to give y'all like insight coming from someone who lived in Seattle at the time. And I know this wasn't just a Seattle thing, of course, but it started in Seattle officially. Like that was what the reports were. The first cases in the United States were in Seattle. And I was a grocery store worker, so it was like, this is like, I was the front lines of like who's gonna be getting that first. Because that's like, I came into contact hundreds of people face to face every day at that point. And I think officially it got here in like March. This is like the thing. This is the points that I'm gonna get at of like, I think it got here way before March, of course. Like the news is not reliable. It's full of lies, especially at that time, still is. But I feel like lies were very much exposed from COVID, which is kind of like brings the question of why they would do that. It doesn't seem like it's just about money, because the people who create the stuff, people in power of the world, they have all the money they want. So it doesn't seem like it would be just about money. But anyways, so working at Safeway, I was working at Safeway in Seattle. Everybody in like around like December of 2019 got super sick. Like it was like everybody got sick at that store, and it was a pretty bad sickness. Like everybody was out, and it was like, oh well, these 3 people are out because they're sick, and it's like, okay, well these 3 are left working tonight then, or taking their spot. So it was like, oh, we're the not sick ones. But then those 3 got sick, and then the other 3 came back. It was like everybody had their shift of getting sick. Was what it was like. And it wasn't just a light sickness. We were out for like a week. I was out for at least a week. But I had mine in December of 2019, and that was when we were all getting sick. We all knew about it, and like there was like this black woman that was like my best friend at the time, surprisingly. And she worked there. She was the manager. I was a cashier, and me and her would smoke a blunt like almost every day after work, or we'd smoke all the time together, and we'd sit and we'd talk about like everything. And I remember, you know, it was like when lockdown officially happened, everything got locked down. It was like in March. I remember me, her, and my friend from Canyon had flown out there right when lockdown happened. I'm surprised it didn't get stuck out there. And that was kind of like the official, like we were scared. I was scared when COVID was like actually happening, because I didn't know I had it. I didn't think I didn't really put that piece together. But like when we were talking with her, like right when it like everything officially started locking down, she mentioned this black woman, mind you, because this is what I'm also getting at this point, is that people like once it was before it was like a political thing, like, oh, all the Trump supporters think that COVID's a lie. All the Trump supporters think that this is like a lab leak. All the Trump supporters, like you start associating certain opinions with like, oh, a Trump supporter thinks that, so therefore if you support this opinion, you're a Trump supporter, which therefore means you're racist, which therefore means you're homophobic, and like just attach a bunch of things. So now certain people get like, they don't want to hold a certain opinion, even if it's objectively like true. Like, oh, I can't hold that opinion because I'm not a crazy Trump supporter. So then you get, like, it adds bias and just like a limit on your thinking, because you're like, oh, I don't want to think that because I'm not, like, how dare I think that because I'm not racist, you know? And it's somehow questioning COVID becomes a thing with race. Like now I'm racist if I think that COVID's fake because I'm not. Anyways, y'all get it. So then that's what I'm saying. This my black friend, this black woman, which I would say she's pretty liberal. She's a Seattle woman, black woman. Like she's liberal by, like, you can just get the picture there. She's a liberal. But like I feel like certain things before these issues become political, we can all sit there and like objectively question it. So me and my friend and her were sitting there smoking a blunt right when it happened. She was like, I think we all had COVID like in December, and like I'm still thinking about that to this day. Like I think she was so right about that. I didn't even think about that. Like, remember when we all got sick? I think that was COVID right there. Like we all had it, and that's not why none of us are getting sick now. And like to this day, I never had COVID. Like technically never had COVID. never got tested positive for COVID because I think that I had it before, like, it was ever technically here. Ooh, this part was damn near here. And then so my immune system, like, now could, like, fight off COVID, so then I never got it. And so anyways, I think that's why I never got COVID. But I just thought it was an interesting point then that, like, I don't know, I haven't even asked that. I haven't asked that woman who was telling me that. I moved from Seattle, she moved to Alaska. About if she still thinks it was that. I'm sure she does, but like, that's like after everything passed. I'm wondering if like in the heat of everything, like you had the COVID deniers, which are considered crazy, Trump supporting racists, anti-vax, like it all went hand in hand. Like if you think COVID's a sham, then you're probably gonna think that the vaccine's a sham. It just works that way. There was another point that I was gonna make this morning. Oh yeah. And so that brings me to like, I was like, how did I, because this guy was talking, this is what got me started on the whole subject. This guy, I was watching a video of a guy, he was saying like, who you were during COVID is like, that's who you really are. Well, if you were a coward, you were scared, then you're a coward. If you didn't question anything, then you're a bot, you know? And I was like, well, who was I during COVID? And I remember having to like, I mean, I'll admittedly say, like, I was kicking people out of the store for not wearing a mask. And now, this isn't because I wanted to, it's because the boss is like, Bobby, there's a person without a mask, go kick them out. You need to go kick them out of the store. We're not allowed to have people in here without masks. And I think it was all, and I don't even know if the person telling me that was like, truly believed in COVID. They just knew that, oh, like, I'm the person in charge here. I can't have an HR like above coming from above me. I can't have these people in the store. So like if I want to keep my job, I need to get that person out of the store. So then they tell me to go kick them out, and then I'm thinking like, okay, well if I want to keep my job, I got to go kick this person out. It was never to me like, oh fuck. I mean, there was part of a frustration because every time that I would do that, the person would make a big like issue about it, and it was always the MAGA Trump supporters. For the most part, they'd be like making a whole political thing, like, why are you kicking me out? This is such crap. Like, this is so like bro, I don't care. That's not my problem. My orders are to kick you out, and you can put a mask on, like, and then they would like just halfway like get mad at me about it, you know, like I'm just a guy trying to keep my job. Now I'm not saying that like I could have definitely believed. I didn't hold really a strong opinion about. This is my thing, is I was like, how did I look at it? I really don't think I held that strong of an opinion either way, but I think if anything I was questioning it. But I did get frustrated when I'm like, okay, now I gotta go kick this guy out. Now I know he's gonna raise hell about it. Like, he obviously, if he's not wearing a mask, it's not because he forgot to put a mask on. It's because he wants to make a statement. And so now I gotta go kick this guy out, which is why the managers would be like, Bobby, go do it, you know? Because they don't want to do it themselves. But I'm like, I gotta take orders from my manager because you just know it's gonna be an issue. If someone's not wearing a mask in the store at that point, like there's like 15 fucking signs outside, so you gotta wear a mask. There's like plexiglass on the registers, like it's a huge fucking deal. So if someone's not wearing a mask, it's not because they forgot, you know? So it would always be a big issue. That was like, I did get frustrated when people wouldn't wear masks because I knew it was gonna be a big issue to kick them out of the store. And they weren't gonna listen, they're gonna argue. Now, I like looking back, I respect them, but at the same time, y'all gotta understand, like, you're protesting to the wrong fucking person. Like, you're making this like I'm fucking the guy who was in charge of COVID, you know? Like, I'm just I gotta keep my job, you know? I got bills to pay, and my job is to kick you out, so I have to kick you out. Like, that wasn't my only job, but like, it was like, oh, there's a guy, like, here's your guy with without a mask. Here he comes. Like, now we gotta kick him out. And I would try to like, I was definitely not on the side of like, oh fuck this guy, but it was like more like, you get it. I don't want to have to like deal with this issue right now, bro. I have a million other things to worry about in here, and now I gotta worry about kicking you out with the mask, and then you're gonna argue with me and want to debate politics with me. Like, I'm not even for it, but you can't be in here without a mask. And I would like, so my boss would be like, oh, go, Bobby, there's a guy over there, go kick him out. I'd be like, fuck, bro. And I'd be like, okay, let me do this, this, and this. Like, I try to, like, just, like, stall long enough for the guy to get in and out of the store. And they're like, Bobby, why did you go kick the guy out? No. Why haven't you gone and kicked him out? Go kick him out now. And then I would have to go do it. It was like that type of thing. But I do remember, so I was thinking, like, damn, so was I a bot for doing that? But at the same time, you would like to think that you're on the right side of history, you know? I was cool. I don't think I was a bot because I didn't believe in COVID, but I knew that I had to kick this person out. But I do remember one time I had a very, like, clear thought when I was working at customer service, the customer service desk. I was working at a customer service desk with somebody else, and I remember telling them, like, this is when there was, like, gloves, everyone was wearing gloves, masks, you had to have a badge on that shows that you had, like, as an employee, that you got your temperature scanned and what your temperature was, and you don't have COVID. You have to, every day you would have to go to this machine. They would take a picture of you, scan your forehead, put your temperature, show you're not sick, put it on there, like glass covering everything, like all the registers. We had stickers on the ground saying, say 6 feet apart. We had someone at the door counting who could come in and out, because there couldn't be more than a certain amount of people there. And I remember in the midst of all of that, I had a moment of clarity. I was telling the person working over at customer service with me, I was like, imagine that all of this, like, we're gonna look back on this like a few years down the road and think it was all for nothing. Like, everything we see, all of these precautions we're taking, imagine, like, COVID isn't even, like, a thing. And now maybe that was it. I think COVID was a thing, but it was like nothing more than, like, the flu. Like, imagine we're just, like, we're scared of an invisible thing that's not even there, like, type of thing. And I was trying to picture that to them, like, imagine this is literally all for nothing. And I remember they gave me, like, a laugh, like a fake laugh, like, and they, like, got away from me. Like, I was, like, told them I was about to go shoot up a school or something. Like, I made them very uncomfortable. And they, like, kind of left, and, like, I need to get away from this guy type of thing. And that was because, you know, they associate that with, like, oh, someone's questioning. That was when it became a political thing. It's like, oh, someone's questioning COVID, that means they're a Trump supporter. Someone's a Trump supporter, that means they're racist. Someone's, you know, racist, they're a Trump supporter, they're homophobic, they're racist. So that was, like, the trigger that it set off in that person's mind when I started questioning it, like, oh my gosh, I'm standing next to a crazy racist Trump supporter. I better get away from him right now. Like, I never knew this guy was that crazy. All because I said, imagine that we look back on this and it was all for nothing. So that was just my point. I did question it, but I also did, like, cooperate more than I wish I would have liked. I never got vaccinated. But at the same, like, I'm just, you know, it wasn't like I was watching the news. I wasn't watching the news on anything. I was just, like, kind of basing it off of what my dad told me. I wasn't a news watcher, you know, I was 20, I had a life, I was still living my life, I had a girlfriend, you know, I was focused on my real life. I wasn't focused on, like, any news, so I wasn't getting my news from any CNN, I wasn't getting it from Fox, I wasn't getting it from, like, Alex Jones, like, there was nobody, like, opinion that I wasn't too strong on anything. But my dad was telling me it was fake, so I did take that into account. And I remember, like, the day that we were all locking down and it was, like, entering, well, the first cases had gotten to Seattle, and the news reports were, like, that it had gotten to an elderly retirement home, and that there was, like, bodies just coming out, bro. Like, there was, like, 50% of the elderly people who had got in this, like, retirement home had died, and it was, like, Kirkland, I think, is where this was. I had, like, screenshots of this. I remember sitting at a Panera Bread in Bellevue, like, reading this, and I was like, oh my gosh, like, first cases are here in Seattle, like, near Seattle area. It's gotten to a retirement home first. 50% of them had died. I was panicking. I was like, what the fuck? Like, 1 out of every 2 people are dying. I work at a grocery store. I got work tomorrow. I'm fucked. I called my dad, like, panicking, and he was like, it's fine. He was like, you're fine. If you get COVID, like, it's fine. You'll live. I was like, what do you mean if I get COVID? Like, Picture like I was picturing like Ebola, because all I did read the news a little. Like, of course, I'm trying to stay like updated. Like everything's getting locked down. You know, I'm checking everything. At some point, like just the deaths and going off of what I saw first. So I'm picturing like this is like Ebola. Like it's got a 50% mortality rate. And I have my dad, and I'm like almost guaranteed to get it. And I have my dad sitting there telling me you'll be fine. You know. I was panicking at the first. I was like, fuck, bro. Like, I didn't know enough. Nobody knew enough about it. Like, I don't know how people from the get-go were like, this is bullshit. But my dad was saying that. Because I didn't watch. I guess if you would certain news sources, you would have thought it's not, like, it's bullshit. But I was in absolute panic that one. I remember one day I was like fucking scared to go to work.